Usually martech webinars are about, buy now, or this amazing new solution is going to solve all your problems. But we know that there's no silver bullet, and we know that the buying process takes some time in martech, especially if you want to get it right. So Shamir, can you start by telling us what makes you so passionate about, solving this very challenging problem that marketers are facing today?
Certainly. There's the old saying that change is the world's only constant. And just taking in the sample of the last 18 months, the change that we've seen has been off the charts. So there's that need to constantly change what we're doing as marketers to adapt to what's happening in the market, to what competitors are doing, to how people are changing and how their demographics and psychographics are constantly shifting. Yet we often get stuck in this thought process that, okay, once I set this up and build this and get this going, that's it. It's hands off and I'm good to go. And it's going to run itself magically. And that obviously cannot happen. It has to shift with how everything else is shifting around it. So it really gets us at Smart Panda Labs very excited about the fact that, hey, how do we set this up? How do we create these processes to allow these things to shift and adjust based on all these forces that are constantly shifting around them?
Cool. So change is the constant. We've got to accept that. And I think as marketers and technologists, we sort of understand that. But at the same time, I don't think that we want to be tinkering or changing, all the time. So what do you think is the right balance of, building a foundation of technology that you can iterate upon so that you can get the best of today's solutions, but also make sure that you're not always tinkering?
Yeah, it's definitely about saying, okay, what's the right foundation and what's the right framework here? And how does that framework allow for the possibility of change within that framework? So the tactics are constantly to change, right? The activation, the activities that you're engaging in with your consumers, with your existing customers, prospects, what have you. But that doesn't mean technology needs to change that often. It just means the technology needs to be set up. It needs to be established in such a way that it allows you to make those changes on a very consistent basis. It allows you to shift and adjust and adapt. And if you have the right technology set up in the right way, that's what it's going to do. It's going to empower you to be able to make those kinds of changes.
So what you're saying is, as the market conditions change and maybe certain channels of marketing communications are more favorable to an audience, that a foundational approach will allow you to pivot rather quickly into those new avenues that we like to reach as marketers.
Exactly. I mean, ultimately, the best place to be, the Shangri-La that we're looking for, is that culture of experimentation. It's the constant learning, it's the constant change mentality. But as you alluded to earlier, you cannot be changing your technology that often. You can't have a culture of experimentation when it comes to technology. That's cost prohibitive, it's time prohibitive, it's resource prohibitive. That's just not going to work. So quite the contrary, you need to say, if we're going to have this culture, what is the technology foundation, the infrastructure that's going to allow us to be able to empower and accelerate that culture?